Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Friday, May 10th, the year 2013. And I guess Abercrombie and Fitch are catching a lot of flack for an ad that they put up. Or I guess what happened was somebody asked him, it says, when asked why he refuses to make clothes for larger women, Abercrombie's CEO Michael Jeffries responded, in every school there are the cool and popular kids, and then there are the not so cool kids. We go after the cool kids. We go after the attractive, all-American kid with a great attitude and lots of friends. A lot of people don't belong in our clothes, and they can't belong. Are we exclusionary? Absolutely. That's why we hire good-looking people in our stores, because good-looking people attract other good-looking people, and we want to market to cool, good-looking people. We don't market to anyone other than that. And they're catching a lot of flack for that. I don't see the problem. I really don't. In fact, on more than one occasion, I just wonder why some of the other clothing manufacturers make clothes in certain sizes that show things that personally I don't want to see. Now, you know from if you've watched my videos, I firmly believe that when one person or group tries to force their will upon another person and group, that's the reason why we have problems. Well, you see here, Abercrombie and Fitch are not forcing their will. They're exercising their will. Free country, they're saying we're not going to make anything in extra large. No, small, medium, and large. No extra large. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, do you see people mad at Ferrari because they don't make cheap cars? Are they mad at Tiffany because they don't make cheaper diamonds? Or mad at Cartier because they don't make cheaper watches? Or, so I don't really see the problem. In fact, I applaud them because there's just certain things that I personally don't want to see on large people, because there's just some things I don't. Does that make me a bad person? I don't think so. We all have our preferences, and it's just like I don't like cooked green vegetables. Asparagus, broccoli sprouts, and Brussels sprouts and broccoli are the top three. I won't eat them. I don't even like the smell of them. And I was force-fed them as a child. I'm not going to eat them anymore. Try and make me eat those, you're going to be looking at Mr. Remington. But my point is that I see nothing wrong with what they're saying. They want to sell it to cool people. In their minds, who's cool? You know, on the other hand, Oprah had her show with, I think, Dove. Everybody's beautiful. Well, if everybody's beautiful, nobody's beautiful. If you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. It's nonsensical. But in this politically correct world, we got people who want to basically impose their will upon everybody else and make things bend. But that's not the way it works in real life. It just doesn't. So I think A&F, Abercrombie and Fitch, should be applauded for doing what I consider a public service. I don't know if they make bikinis, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. There's just certain things you don't want to see. At least I don't want to see. And I think most people would probably be in agreement. Not all, but I think most. Or at least some people would. But once again, free speech, it's under attack. Freedom of expression, So long as it's politically correct, it's okay. And that's the problem. Got to remember, founding fathers were considered terrorists. They were considered radicals. They were considered, basically disobedient to the crown, the king. But they had enough people who agreed with the idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of the press. But all these freedoms are just under attack. And so, why should somebody be forced to make clothes in sizes that they don't find particularly attractive? There's nothing wrong with it. I think these guys make a lot of money because they found a market and they market to that market. And if there's people who can't fit in their clothes, well then maybe they should go on a diet, hit the gym, lift some weights, run some laps, do some push-ups, so they can fit into those clothes. In other words, if they desire to fit in these clothes, then they need to do what's necessary so they can. Now, there's certain people who, just because of biology and genetics, aren't going to be able to fit. Oh well. They could go ahead and market, make their own company, and market the same style clothes to larger people. And I think there's some companies that do that, like big and tall men, or tall and big men shops. But if a midget goes there, he's going to go, hey, what? You guys are discriminating against me. You see, it's just so... It's just this world is just so twisted. People just want to complain about everything. They want everything, they want the world to come to them and bend to their will, as opposed to doing what they need to do to get what they want to get and have what they want to have. They think they're entitled. Well, guess what? You're not. I know I'm preaching to the choir for the most part. Maybe I'm going to get some thumbs down for this. Maybe some people are going to unsubscribe. But once again, I'm just voicing my opinion on something. And once again, I think Abercrombie and Fitch is doing the world, the country, and personally me a great service by refusing to make clothes in the larger sizes, because they don't think those clothes look good on large bodies. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Feel free to load up on the comments, do some video responses. And by the way, if you do a video response, make sure it's on topic. I mean, what am I talking about here? Abercrombie and Fitch and, not making clothes for larger women. So if you send me some music video that has nothing to do with the topic, or something about whatever, something else, I'm not going to post it because you're off topic. It's not that I don't like what you sent me, it's just it's off topic. So let's try and stay focused on topics. And once again, I appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch and listen to what I have to say, and takes the time to subscribe and give me feedback. I do appreciate it. I might not respond to it all, but that doesn't mean I haven't read it. So sometimes when I get the time, especially if I'm in town, see, out here I don't have Wi-Fi or anything, and sometimes I can get the connection with the cell phone, but that's kind of hit or miss. So that's why you don't always see a response, or it might take me a week to get back to you on a few things. But I do appreciate your responses. So, but my fellow Americans, I think we should stand up for the First Amendment, and we need to tell these people that if they don't like what somebody else has to say, well, that's okay, but don't make them out to be a bad person just because they have a different set of beliefs. You know, this is Constitution here, First Amendment. We need to stand up for it. Otherwise, it's tyranny. So my fellow Americans, wake up and smell the tyranny.